everyone, it's Rachel from Sweet and Simple Home. Thanks so much for coming by my channel today. Today we have a gorgeous snowy day up here in Idaho. So my kids are home and I've had to kind of revamp where I filmed today to get out of their way so they can enjoy their time at home. So I'm in my bedroom. Just makes an interesting backdrop. So I want to share with you today one of my favorite thrifted vintage collections, show you how I style them, what I use them for, and if I remember, I'll let you know where I got them and how much I paid. There's a couple here that I don't remember. So let's get to it. I want to share with you my decorative tin collection. I want to start off with one of my absolute favorites. And if you've been with me a while, you'll remember this. This is my button tin. And it's still full of buttons. I got this at an estate sale several years ago for $2, full of buttons. And I'm showing you now the pretty decorative side. It's this perfect navy blue, and there's a sweet little light blue along the top, a floral arrangement in the middle, and lots of beautiful buttons on the inside. So here's the lid up close, and I kind of love how it's a little bit dented right here and a little bit worn. I just think that must be where the woman who owned it often pulled it open, and I love that. Inside, the buttons are delightful. I've kept little things that had vintage buttons on them that we've used for various projects, my daughter and I, over the years, and I've kept them in there just, I don't know, for nostalgia's sake. But I do still actively use this as a button tin, and when we have buttons on garments that I want to keep track of, I put them in here. So it's still actively used as a button tin. It makes a wonderful, like, calming rainy day activity to look at them and sort them for my little one. There's buttons in here that I'll probably never actually use, but they're just fun to enjoy and look at. The next tin, actually, I like to style on top of that other button tin like this. I love the colors together, and I feel like, especially if you can see it from the top, the colors go really beautifully together. So this one I got at a yard sale. I believe, again, I paid about $1 for it. It's raised, so it has like the little bumpies on it, if you can hear that. This part's not raised, it's just the center, and then again on the top, which is really, really fun and beautiful. This one is made in Holland. So I use this as a sewing tin, which it's looking a little cluttered in there right now. So I keep these together, my little sewing tin and my button tin. They look pretty together, but it's also really functional if I need to replace a button on a garment. It's, you know, everything I need is within, you know, short distance from each other. There's all kinds of vintage goodies in here too, so I love this. It's probably my favorite one that I have. I don't know, you'll see. I have lots of favorites. They're all my favorite. So I'm going to take you to where I style a majority of these tins once I've shown you the majority of them. This one here I got at a thrift store back in Washington State for $6, I believe, which at the time felt like a lot to me, especially because I had found the other two for a lot less expensive. But I am so glad I bought this, especially now. So this is the Coronation souvenir from June 1953. There's the top. And I've used this for a lot of things. So it has the crown, E-R, and this beautiful like laurel design around it. Even the corner piece right here is beautiful. Kind of has like this corner design as well. So this one, it says product of Gray Done on the bottom. It's very clean on the inside. I've used it to store tea. My tea collection is a little bit too vast now to be a tea storage tin. It's currently empty, but I love collecting tins because they're beautiful just as a decor piece in and of itself, but also because you can store things in them. So this one made a really fun tea tin for a long time, and there's part of me that kind of wants to go back to that eventually, but we'll see. All right, this tin I found on Poshmark. I used to have a Poshmark store. I've shut it down for the time being just because I don't have a lot of time for it now, but I did that for several years and loved it. Poshmark is like a kind of like online thrift store in a way. You can find a lot of really cool stuff. So this one I just loved. I thought it was so beautiful, the sort of like muted gold tone of the piece, and then there's like these frames. Again, they're etched, they're raised with beautiful art pieces. That's probably my least favorite. Beautiful art pieces in the middle, and there's even one on the top. Isn't that precious? Her sweet little face. Isn't that gorgeous? And the like old kind of scratched up patina of this is so attractive to me. This one's also made in Holland, and the inside of this one isn't as nice. So I've only stored things in here like office supplies. I don't currently have anything in here, but things like this work really well for office supplies because you wouldn't want to put anything you consumed in there. When my husband and I were looking at artwork for our frame TV, and this one came up, and I was like, oh, I love that. That's from my tin. And sure enough, like this artist does a lot of like family and home kind of artwork, and so I was just thrilled to have this in my collection. Because I bought it on Poshmark, I actually used credit that I had through Poshmark from selling things to purchase it, so I didn't technically pay anything out of pocket, but I think it was around $15 shipped if I had. There's a lot of treasures to be found. I'll be darned if I can't remember where I bought this one or how much I paid. So this one I got because I loved the sort of portrait with the British flag in the background. It has a very like military style to it. And on this side there's the nurses. It's commemorative of something, I'm sure. There's a ship. It's Admiral Sir John Jellicoe. And then on this side, Field Marshal Sir John French. Very cool tin. On the top, it's Earl Kitchener of Khartoum, Secretary of State for War. If you open it, it says Ridgway's Tea War Souvenir. And it has directions for making, which is so adorable. I love this one. Such a cool piece, and I really loved for a long time putting these two together, you know, because the whole British thing. I have this little guy, which there's not a maker on this one. This one was a gift, and I love it. I love this blue aqua color. It's one of my favorite colors. This one I currently keep in my daughter's room. She needed a spot for all of her washi tapes. It's full of cute little washies. And so that's what we use it for. I love the color, and this sort of like 1950s star design is so pretty. But it also has snowflakes, which makes it a fun Christmas winter time piece as well. But we use it year round for craft storage. Also for craft storage, I have this one. And this one is not actually vintage. This is a mint tin, the Wilhelmina mints. I got a whole tin of them as a gift from a family member, and it has like this Dutch look to it, and we obviously use it for marker storage. I have a little cart in our dining room next to our dining table, and I use it to store the markers in for the kids. So let me take you to where I actually display a lot of these, which is in my green console piece down in our main living room. I like to put little bits of color behind the glass here, and I recently redecorated this area after Christmas, and I really loved how the little bits of color show through the design on the green glass, and it just creates this overall cozy vibe in the space. I will say, if you want to start collecting tins, it is a fun project to undertake. I am very picky about what I actually buy and bring home, so I'm not super interested in the 90s reproduction type stuff. But what I really want is the actual like old stuff. I have found that I come across those more at yard sales and estate sales, and less often at places like Goodwill. Though this one I did buy at a thrift store, so you never know. You never know what you'll find when you're out there. I try to really keep it to absolute favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my vintage tin collection. I know I really loved pulling these all out and seeing them all together. It's one of those things that definitely brings joy to me. So you guys take care. Thanks so much for coming by. So if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will. I'd love to have you here at the Sweet and Simple home. Your thumbs up go a long way with getting me reestablished with YouTube. Thank you very much. You guys take care, and I will be back with more soon. Bye.